Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to look at 1 Kings chapter 21. This is the story of Naboth and his vineyard. Now, you might not be that familiar with Naboth because he's sort of a minor character, but his story is still worth telling. So to set the scene, Naboth is just kind of a regular guy, but he owns this vineyard, and his vineyard just happens to be right next door to where King Ahab lives. Now, in the previous video, I talked about King Ahab and his wife Jezebel. Ahab is the king of the northern kingdom of Israel at this time. But instead of worshiping the God of Israel, he's worshiping Baal, who is Jezebel's god. The Bible tells us that Ahab was the worst king that Israel ever had because he married this foreign woman and he's worshiping other gods. Those were two big things you don't do, and he's doing both of them. Well, right now, since he's the king and he sees Naboth's vineyard, he goes to Naboth and says, "I want your vineyard. I will even give you a better vineyard, or I'll pay you for it." Well, Naboth says no. He says, "This is my ancestral home, I'm not selling." Well, King Ahab then returns to his home and pouts. He throws himself a little pity party. Jezebel comes in, asking him why he's so sad and what's going on, and he explains to her that Naboth wouldn't sell his vineyard. Jezebel tells Ahab to basically snap out of it. She said, "This is no way for a king to behave. I'll take care of this for you." So Jezebel then writes a letter pretending that she is King Ahab. She writes this letter to the people in the surrounding village and tells them to throw this big party, and at the party, accuse Naboth of cursing God and king. After you do that, then kill him. The people receive the letter and they follow the directions because they think it's from King Ahab. When Jezebel delivers the message to King Ahab that Naboth's been killed, she said, "Now you can take his vineyard." The prophet Elijah then calls him out on it. He says this is no way for the king to behave. So in this story of Naboth's vineyard, we hear about this guy, Naboth, who didn't do anything wrong. And yet horrible things happened to him, simply because somebody with power wanted what he had. Sadly, sometimes today we see that play out too. Sometimes people with power still step on the little guy simply because they can. They think, "I'm powerful, I'm in charge, I can do whatever I want. If you're not going to give me what I want, I'll just have you killed and I'll take it." This is human sin. Everybody is sinful. The everyday person, the leader, all of us. This is then why the prophet Elijah calls out Ahab on it. He said this is no way for God's king to behave. When we abuse others, when we think we can do whatever we want, we need somebody to call us back, like the prophet Elijah, and remind us this is no way for you to behave. First, Jezebel told Ahab, "Throwing your little pity party, that's no way for a king to behave." But then Elijah really told him, "This is no way for you to behave." Sometimes we make poor choices. We do things that we shouldn't do, and we need to be corrected. Sometimes parents do this with kids, but sometimes adults need to be corrected as well. Thankfully, God is always with us. God is full of forgiveness and mercy and compassion and love. Yes, we still have to deal with the consequences of our actions, but God still forgives us. God will not let our poor choices get in the way of our relationship with God. So if you have experienced somebody stepping on you, please know that God is still with you. Or if you have found yourself trying to take advantage of someone else, remember, this is not how God is calling you to live. And remember, God still loves you. There's your 5-minute Bible study for today. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.